Good evening and welcome. Welcome to my live stream. Here we are tonight to fight CPS, stop taking our children. I first want to apologize. I am late tonight, not because I didn't want to, but because Vincent Davis, my attorney, wanted the time slot of 7 o'clock tonight. So he and Mrs. G did a show. So now I can go ahead and start. It's approximately 8:36, and I've been talking for about 48 seconds. So our show will go to 9:46. I'll give you 1 hour tonight. I want to make sure that you get the full hour. Now, my attorney is Vincent W. Davis. He's the one that created this live stream, and I want to thank him for all that he does to help people with CPS cases. What I call the CPS is the Child Protection Systems. Every county in every state and every country around the world has an entity, its government, that's supposed to protect our children from neglect and abuse and do family reunification when it's necessary to break up the family. I, too, was a victim of CPS, and it was a rogue CPS government entity. You don't know the good from the bad. Was there a Western movie, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly? Anyway, there are some CPS that do it strictly for the money part. It's a $1 trillion business. They make a lot of money. They make a lot of money. And unfortunately, I didn't know that the entity I was dealing with was a bad entity. There's a lot of corruption that takes place, and a lot of you have been hurt by it. A lot of you have been wrongly accused and really tore up fast. You see, a family is the most important thing that we have in our life. Two people come together with love for one another and create children. And from the children, they create what's called a family. Unfortunately, we aren't born with the knowledge of how to take care of a family. All we're told is what our parents told us and what we may have learned in schooling. But it takes a lot to take care of a family. Now, I've raised 6 children, 3 older ones and 3 younger ones. My oldest is 40. I got 3 in their 30s. Wait a second. I got 2 in their 30s. And then I got 3 in their teens, early 20s. I also have 42 years of marriage experience. So I have a lot of experience in life skills. Let me turn on the light in the back so that you can see better. I need to bring in some more light. There we go. Hopefully that's better and you can see me better. Now I'm broadcasting from my home, and I'm trying a different location in my home. But I've been doing this live stream about CPS now for 18 months. I started October 23. It's twice a day, 7 days a week. That's 14 live streams. I'm typically on Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. in the morning. Then on the weekend, I'm on at 8 o'clock in the morning. And then on the weeknights and the weekend nights, it's 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. But tonight, I started about 8:45. I usually tell you ahead of time if I'm going to have a deviation or change, but my attorney asked me, Bob, could I have your time slot? So I went ahead and gave it to him. And of course, he is trying to help you all out there with his knowledge. He has 35 years of fighting CPS. He is trained in the areas of juvenile law, family law, and dependency law. They all go hand in hand. And CPS will take a case to dependency court. It starts off with an allegation that's reported by a mandated reporter, which is a professional like your doctors, your nurses, your policemen, your firemen, your school teachers, your counselors, and principals, caregiving places, all the people that professionally work with children and are trained and they know how to recognize neglect and abuse and how to report it. Those are called your mandated reporters. The other kind of reporter is your layperson. That is usually your neighbors, your friends, your family members, your husband or wife, anybody that is not doing it professionally with children. They are the lay people. Now, the mandated reporters are about 75% of the time. But the other kind of reporters, the lay people, they're right about 50% of the time, 50-50. And it's sad to say that a lot of lay people use like retaliation against a spouse, a retaliation because they don't like the way your yard is growing or your dog's barking, or they try to fabricate something that isn't true. Making a false report is serious. And I wish that all mandated reporters and lay people had to do a report in writing and sign their name with a phone number. And if what they said is proven false, then they should be prosecuted. It's a serious offense to cry wolf, to say something isn't true, because it can ruin a family. It certainly ruined my family when my in-laws, for 5 years, my wife's mother, father, 3 sisters, or brother would call in once a week and say outlandish things that wasn't true. When I lost my job in 2010, I was, of course, devastated, but I knew that I'd find work again. But they wanted our children. They wanted our children since we had them. They didn't like the idea when I first married their daughter. And they did everything they could to mess up a relationship with her. Now, my wife brought into marriage. She brought 2 children. I brought 1. Yes, this is my second marriage. That's why it was 41 years. 10 years with the first wife and 31 years with the second one. That's where I get my 42 years or thereabouts. CPS came along after 5 years of hassling me with false reporting by the grandparents. My wife's mother and father and 3 sisters and brother would constantly call once a week about stuff that wasn't true. It was wrong what they're doing. It was wrong what they're doing. I didn't find out till after the case was over. But it's wrong. It's wrong to lie and that's what CPS will do. They lie, they scheme, they also retaliate. And they did so to hurt our family by forcing our 12-year-old daughter to emancipate from her parents. That means divorce from mom and dad, along with all the other family members. Change her name completely, and then seal her birth certificate that she wasn't born of us. Create a new birth certificate with her new foster parents and a second Social Security card where she was cashing in on her retirement double time. Because of my age, I was getting additional Social Security help for raising children under the age of 18. And that's what Social Security will do. When you work, a part of your paycheck after it's taxed goes into retirement. That goes to support the government so they can function. Excuse me. So I'm here to help you all relate my case to your case. To learn from my mistakes, I have developed 5 rules I wish I'd followed by. My attorney, I hired Vincent Davis after I quick sold my home. So I lost my home after 45 years of getting it. I sold it for half of the loss of its equity. Sold it for what I paid for. That was sad. That was sad. Thank you, Justice, for bringing that to my attention. Justice has a case. Vincent Davis is his attorney. He's from LA County. Right now, we want to talk about CPS, things that relate to CPS. Now, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to go ahead and put ways that you can interact with this live stream. One way is to text a comment or a question. It should pertain to CPS. Please state your first name, your city or county, the state and county and country. Now, what I mean by country, I have 22 countries that have called in, that have texted here. I've had all 50 U.S. states. Someone's called in, many people from the same state, including the District of Columbia. That's over 1,500 people. So that's a lot of people, and they all have something in common. Their children were stolen. They were trafficked into foster care. They were taken when there was not extreme danger. It's sad that's true. There's a lot of bad CPS out there. A lot of bad CPS out there. And also that we got to be careful out there because there's unscrupulous people out there that'll do anything to hurt people. And that's sad. When CPS comes knocking at your door, don't answer it. When you hear a knock at the door, do what you were told a long time ago. Don't talk to strangers. CPS is not your friend. You don't know if they're good or bad. Same thing goes with the police. So the door comes knocking, the doorbell comes knocking, don't answer it. Just be quiet. That's a wake-up call for you suddenly get an attorney. And you want to speak through an attorney because an attorney that is trained in school in CPS and dependency law, juvenile law, family law, will know how to navigate and fight CPS. Mr. Davis is one of those attorneys, by the way. He's also good when the case is over to do a civil lawsuit where he could sue CPS for committing perjury. In my case, I had a social worker commit perjury on the stands. Now, he's won millions of dollars both in federal court and in state court, filing a lawsuit. He's not afraid to fight CPS. He's not afraid to fight CPS. Now, another way that you interact in this room is that you could be a guest on my live stream. I'd love to have you be a guest. I have room for 8 of you. The advantage of being a guest, you can come and talk about your case and help others. To be a guest on my live stream, please email our show producer, Grace at vincentwdavis.com, with the day and the time you want to be on our show. That's all you have to do. When you do talk as a guest or when you talk with a telephone, I'll give that in a few minutes, that qualifies you for a 15 private Zoom consultation with Mr. Davis. 15 minutes for free. You make your list of questions, prioritize them, and ask away. All you have to do is be a guest on the live stream or call in on my phone. Now, when you email Grace, she'll give you a link on StreamYard, which is the application I use, and we broadcast on the YouTube channel. That channel is called CPS Defense Attorney Vincent Davis. Justice, is really nice that you shared a lot of help here in this room, but please let other people have a chance to put in a word edgewise. With so many things up there, it's hard for me to see other people in this room, Justice. So can you rest the laurels? I understand what you're trying to get the message across, okay? Now, going back to you all, the room is live. You can take notes, and you can also text me a message. Now, another way that you can, third way is that you can call into my show. My number is 626-698-0990. You can reach me directly on my phone, and I will gladly talk to you about your case. Now, to be a guest or to talk on the phone will entitle you to a free 15-minute Zoom consultation with Mr. Davis. And Mr. Davis will help you. He is here to help you. So I'll leave my number up. The other number on the screen, 888-888-6582, is the law offices of Vincent W. Davis. There you can reach him. You reach reception first and tell them that Bob Pace sent you. If you want books or guidelines, they can help you out. If you want to know who's on live stream when, Mr. Davis or Mrs. G or I or other people are doing these live stream beyond, so they can answer you that questions. If you want to retain Mr. Davis, you can call in at 888-888-6582 and talk to him right away, and you can retain him. Okay, Justin, enough is enough. I'm going to have to cut down a lot of the talk because people can't get edgewise in there, okay? Try to make room so we have other people that can bring in a case. So all of you listening, you're welcome to scroll in. Now, I have two websites that you can go to. One is to get a new grandparent guide for all your grandparents out there. It's a step-by-step guide to how to adopt your grandchildren. And you go to the stand.store/attorney VWD. Don't forget to put in the HTTPS colon in when you go to the Sand store. But there's a lot of books on sale, and the parent guide is $9.99, but you can get it for half off if you use my family discount code of PACE, all capital letters, PACE, and then you put the number 50 after my name, and that will get you the book. Now that book is $9.99, but with that code of PACE 50, you get it for half off of the 99, like $5. And that's an excellent guide. A lot of you grandparents have it. It's good for parents too. And it works just as well in California as elsewhere. Now there's other things on that stand.store that'll be available to you. So there you go. Now another website is the main website, vincentwdavis.com. There you again, HTTPS colon, that's the two dots, / vincentwdavis.com. Now I do have, whether you call in or you on a guest, you get that free 15-minute private consultation. But if you want to talk more, I made a deal with Vincent that for $60, you can get a 30-minute Zoom private consultation with Attorney Davis. All you have to do is go to Canley.com /apps, APPTS, VWD /Bob Pace. For $60, he'll talk to you for 30 minutes, and he'll answer your questions. Try to prioritize your questions and put the one that you want him to answer first, because depending on your time, he may not get all there. Now, he's not a clout watcher, and he'll work with you. He'll listen. He wants to help. He gives away so much of his free time. There's the website, canley.com /apps, VWD /Bob Pace. And again, that's a 30-minute private Zoom consultation for $60. So I'm waiting for anybody to call in. I'd love to have them call in and see what they're doing there. Betty Jo, welcome, Betty Jo. Betty Jo has been with me a long time. She's from Montana. And she has another friend of hers, Bartley, that's from Montana. And they both have a CPS case. Betty Jo has her brother who has a child, her niece. And they're trying to get the niece back with the brother back in Montana from Iowa. That's what they're trying to do. So, welcome, Betty Joe. If you have anything new to say, that would be great. If anybody else to say, it would be great. Okay, I have about 35 minutes left of this live stream, and you're all welcome to call in. Now, one of the things that started to be different here on the show, besides talking about my case or about the 5 rules I've come up with to help your case, I've also gone to the news and see what the latest is in about CPS. And one of the latest things is that Congress passed the largest overhaul of the nation's child welfare system in more than 15 years. That was in January. Only problem is the former president announced it on Saturday, and not one major news work portrayed of it. But they've developed some areas where there's some reforms. That includes more support for kinship care, for grandparents, for aunts and uncles, that they're allowed to participate with the families and help out this situation. Also, aging out with the youth. For a long time, CPS would keep children past 18 because they wanted to get the additional money that they would get to age out the youth. And then the last one is the separation of family due to poverty. Just because you lost your home, you're not poverty. It's not necessary to take away the child. It's not necessary to take away the child. Oh, that's great news. Betty Joe just said that her brother got to see her niece, his daughter, this weekend. That is such great news to hear. I really hope positive that turns out nice for you. I really do. You're a wonderful person, Betty Joe. She's also a foster mom and is taking care of youth there. She had one child who recently lost his parents due to an automobile accident, and she took care of that child until he could find a new home. She does good what foster parents are supposed to do. She's a good foster parent, and I'm glad to know Betty Joe. Now, I helped out a lady today that I think her name was Dorothy Cook from North Carolina, and she had a horrible case. I just don't know how come these cases are so bad. I know you're happy, Betty, and I know that you a couple weeks ago, was it a month ago or something, you had your niece with you when you drove her from Iowa to Montana. So I know that that is a really good reward to you because I know how devastated you felt after your niece was taken back to Iowa. Thanks for the emoji, Britannica McCarrick. Thank you very much for the thumbs up. For some of you still joining me, we have about a half hour left of my evening live stream. I gave my 7 p.m. time slot here on the west coast of California to Mr. Vincent W. Davis so that he and Mrs. G could do their live stream. Now, Mr. Davis does live streams in the morning at 6:30. He also does them Saturday at 10. He has other live streams from time to time. You just call the 888-6582 to get the times of the live stream. I have KK Richardson in Brooklyn, New York that does a live stream on Monday nights, New York time at 5:30. I have Cindy Dietrich from Orange County that does a live stream on Wednesdays at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm not sure if I'm the only one that does one twice a day, 7 days a week, and I've been continuously. That's a lot of live streams. There's a lot of talking. They are recorded. You can find them on YouTube, and you can find all my live streams, all of them, from the very beginning to present. Now, the one important things I do talk about is I made 5 rules. 1, you need a real attorney to defend and get your kids back. 2, you need to document everything. You need to create a timeline of incidents. That's very important. Incidents that social workers have done, the police have done, outside of the school district or whatever. You need to record all that. And this involves 3 lines on a sheet of notebook paper. Your first line is the location of the phone number of the incident, the date and time, and who was involved. The second line is a summary, a 1-sentence summary of what the incident was about. The third line is the outcome, the summary of the outcome. And you want to do that for every incident, whether it's police, the school, CPS, whoever it might be. And that is important too. Now, I have Melissa Mastella. Where are you located, Melissa? Do you know your city, the county, the state, or maybe you're from a country? Well, I don't know what you mean by doing cases already over the kids are adults. When children turn 18, they can go back to their parents. As an 18-year-old, you're an adult and you're free to come and go. Don't let CPS try to buffalo you and talk you into, they'll give you some things if you stay with them. They just want money, money, money. Now, as far as doing the case over, the only thing that's going to be left for you is to expunge your case if you're a foster care individual or if you're a family, to get rid of the case on your record. It's very important to take that off. And if you're a foster care, it'll stick with you as you grow up. And when you have children, they'll come after you. There's so many people that are grown up on this show that once were youth and they're in foster care and that continued over to adulthood. So you got to be careful about that. You need to knows about you, and when you have children, they'll take your children away. They're very, very evil. They're not transparent and very disrespectful. Um, Santa Barbara. Welcome from Santa Barbara. That's Santa Barbara, California. And the only thing left, I don't know if the statute of limitations, depending when your CP case was over, you can do a lawsuit against CPS, a civil lawsuit for a violation of your constitutional civil rights. Like in my case, I had a good civil lawsuit, but didn't have the money to retain Mr. Davis. I had a social worker that lied and committed perjury in court and continued to lie. And it was hard what they said. It really was hard what they said. In my case, they forced my daughter at age 12 to divorce us or my family from her, change her name, seal her birth certificate that we're not her biological parents, and get a new birth certificate and put the foster care people in there too. And you want to sue them for breaking up the court and taking it out. Well, I don't know. Is it Santa Barbara County you're talking about? I don't know what the statute of limitations are. You need to look up the statute of limitations for lawsuits against CPS and Santa Barbara County. I will try to see if I can get that. Hold on one second. Now, to file a civil lawsuit against the Child Protection Agency in Santa Barbara, you need to consider the statute of limitations. The lawsuit must include certain allegations, must be based on a statute that established liability. You need to complete the civil case cover sheet and civil case. Now you have to give notice and then follow with the lawsuit. Now I'm looking at the Superior Court of California, the County of Santa Barbara. That's the https://www.santabarbara.court.cal.gov. That's a good website to look at what you're trying to find there, Melissa, there from Santa Barbara. Now, Britannia from Anaheim, California. I'm glad to see you back. Your mother is Margaret King, who's fighting a lawsuit too. And I know you're fighting too for your kids. Now, let's see what you had to say there. So you're saying about your daughter and them having her change her name and social security number, etc. So as you know, I had a baby, and when CPS asked the hospital for the correct spelling of the baby's name, I did not give permission to release that information, so they did not. And CPS decided to spell it how they thought it was spelled, which changed the name completely. She was in the foster home being called a name that wasn't her, and her prescriptions were being made up in a name that wasn't hers. I'm sorry about that, Britannia. And then Melissa from Santa Barbara, that's exactly what they did of Monday. Okay, good. Now, civil case cover sheet, and what if I need a lawyer to sue? Should I find someone outside of my state? Well, it depends on your financial situations. Mr. Davis will go up to Santa Barbara County and file a civil lawsuit. He has a proven track record. He is also a trial attorney. He has 39 years experience in suing CPS and won millions of dollars. You need to get a good attorney to sue because they have a lot of money in Santa Barbara and they'll fight the lawsuit. Now, civil case cover sheet offense, okay. The state, no, you don't need to go outside the state. So Britannia, her last name is Smith Margaret. Smith is my mom. We know that. Brittany, Margaret Smith is your mom. And you're the daughter of your mom, and you're going through a horrible time. Thank you, Melissa, for the warm heart. I'm hoping I'm helping you all. You're welcome to call in. My number is there, 626-698-0990. I love to help you. Now, as I told you, you need that real attorney. If you use a court-appointed attorney, you're going to have a terrible time because they won't have time for your case because they have 30 more clients already. They work for CPS, so they won't aggressively fight for your children back. So you got to be really careful there. You really got to be careful. Now, there's an agency that might be able to help you too called the Government Efficiency, DOGE. It's doge.gov. And It's called the Department of Government Efficiency. It started in January by President Trump. And where it is right now is that it's investigating right now social services. And CPS is a part of social services. And hopefully they'll find the wrongdoing that they're doing. But Doge does have numbers to call. The number is 202 456 1111. Or the other number is 202 456 1414. Now, that is the White House that you're calling. And Elon Musk is the key person involved in it. The administrator is Amy Gleason. She's the acting administrator. And what it is looking at the government of wasteful spending, of people sitting home doing nothing, getting paid for doing nothing. It's also investigating social services, which in turn, I hope they investigate the child protection system. Okay. Yes, I agree, Melissa. That's who you should call. Call Doge and see where that does help you. It's direct line to the White House. I've called Congress and I've spoken to a live person there, the clerk there. Those numbers I give you are good numbers, the 202 number, those two numbers there. Now, does anyone have any questions or like to call in? My number again is available, but we only have about 8 minutes left. We have about 8 minutes left, and I would have talked for a good hour. My show is going beyond 9 o'clock. It's going to about 9:45 because the late start that Mr. Davis wanted that time window of mine at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. To ask for Amy when I call, well, you could. I don't know. She's listed as the acting administrator. Um, you could ask for. Uh, I mean, you could just say if your case is serious. Um, oh boy, I've lost it there. Where's the Doge thing? I had it there, and now I've lost it here. Hold on, I need to pull it back up. Okay, I got the number again. Um, for her, and you could ask for Elon Musk or even President Trump. Those were White House numbers. I'm not afraid to talk to President Trump or anybody else. Several months ago, I called Congress, got a number, got me into Congress, spoke to an operator there who put me in touch with one of the senators. It was a lot easier than I thought it was. It was a lot easier than I thought it was. Now we're slowly getting close to my end of my show. I'm going to take my number down because it does no good to call in because my time almost gone. I got about 2 minutes left. And I wanted to thank you all for attending tonight. I'm sorry that no one called in, but there's sometimes it's like that. Sometimes I'm so busy that it's not like that. So I want to start going through and thanking everybody that was a part of my show. I first want to thank Melissa from Santa Barbara, and good luck with it. Good. I'm glad you will be contacting Melissa, but thank you so much. I'm glad I'd be able to some help. Just remind yourself, I'm on here twice a day. So Tonight I'll be on again tomorrow morning at 10. Tomorrow morning at 10. I want to thank Britannia, who is the daughter of Margaret Smith. And good luck with your case, Britannia, and thank you for sharing. I want to thank Betty Jo, who's come here. She's really part of the family. And God bless you, Betty Jo. Thank you. And Justice, thank you for your numerous prayers and your goodwill to support this room. Thank you, Justice. He's from LA County. And I really thank you for your help. Now, I'm going to be on again tomorrow at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. I want to tell you, thank you all. Keep fighting. Don't give up on your children. Remember, go over my 5 rules. And I'll see you tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. God bless you all. And thank you. And this is Bob Pace signing off.